Hey friends, very impromptu session today. So, have you noticed how much of a creature of habit and comfort we are? So, on one hand, right, we need the routine so that we don't have to recreate everything every single day. But on the other hand, the more we stay comfortable, nothing happens. So the title of today's recording is about magic happening outside the comfort zone. So what does that really mean? What am I talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to share with you an experiment that I did. And nothing phases me much these days. I can do pretty much outside my comfort zone. Like I'm really okay with that. And my coach asked us to do an exercise outside my comfort zone. And I'm going to share that with you in a second. But I want you to start thinking about what makes you feel uncomfortable. When you do things outside, whenever you're feeling uncomfortable, see what happens. See what happens. So I'm going to share with you what I did. So think about something that you did that you're kind of like something you were not comfortable with, but you really pushed yourself and you did it anyways. How did you feel? Did you feel more stronger and empowered and felt much, felt like something was magical was happening? So I'll share with you what happened. So what the exercise that my coach gave was to either hug 10 strangers, go and ask 10 strangers for a hug, or lie in a crowded place on a floor and smile. Would you do that? Would you do that? My sister was like, what? No way. But, those things don't faze me. I could have really done that. Now, why would he ask you to do something like that, right? Like, why would someone ask you to do something outside? Something like this, something like going and giving 10 strangers a hug or asking them for hugs. The bottom line is, one of the things that often happens is when we are pushed outside why do we feel uncomfortable about certain things? We feel uncomfortable because most of the time it's about fear of judgment, fear that someone's going to judge you, fears that someone's going to think something of you, right? And that fear keeps us playing very, very, very small. And so when you do something outside your comfort zone, it really challenges you. Now, these two things he gave other examples too, but none of them really fazed me. Now, what fazed me was asking. I'm a giver. Like, I love giving. Like, I can give everything away. Like, that's something comes very naturally to me. But asking, receiving is harder for me, much harder for some reason. So I decided, you can try this, to ask 10 strangers for $1. Just $1, but I was like, I'm going to ask somebody for $1. What I was planning to do with that money was to give it to a homeless person later on. But it was about this act of asking. And the reason I chose this is because this is something that makes me very uncomfortable. Asking in that way, right? Asking if I'm giving something and then say I'm offering a session or something and I'm receiving money for that or something, that's totally fine. But asking on its own was uncomfortable. So I pushed myself and I did it. I went to the Davis Square station and I asked 10 strangers for money. No one gave me any because I was so shut down. I was like, I literally, the place I operated from was like, I'm feeling so uncomfortable about this, right? And people sense energy. Everybody around, even if you're not, if you don't understand energy, people, you really read energy and people really see that. And they probably felt it. And the other piece why you put yourself in these kind of uncomfortable situations is because it highlights rejection. Most of us are scared of what people are going to think of us, and then rejection. No one likes to be rejected, right? And this is, for me, what was coming up was not about what people would think about me, but this feeling of all I could think about was a homeless person asking, and how that must be, you must have to be in the lowest of the lowest to ask for money like that, right? And that's what was bringing up for me. It was like, wow, this is so powerful. So it also brought up stuff about security for me because, I live a pretty nice life. And the fact when I'm in that, I was actually playing the role of asking. That means I don't have even $1. So wow, like it was bringing up all those feelings. And how do I ask for a sale, for example, if I'm in my business? Like what all of these things were coming up. It was so incredibly powerful. The reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because there is something so powerful that happens outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's a presentation that you're supposed to do. You're going to give this presentation to your work, to people at work, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't know what people will think about me. Or maybe it is like, something that makes you totally cringe, like asking 10 strangers for a hug. Would you do that? So my invitation to you is find one thing this week that makes you feel so uncomfortable and do it as an experiment. I love this. I love doing things as an experiment because it allows you some space to really see what is coming up for you. The more you understand yourself, the more you will succeed in life, because the more understanding you have of where am I keeping myself so limited, it is really going to reveal some big things to you. So that's my invitation to you. So what are you going to pick? Can you put it in the comments? Can you share with me what are you going to do today that makes you feel so uncomfortable? Share with me. I'd love to know what that is and how that went. Maybe it is like picking up the phone and calling somebody that you've been putting off that phone call. You're putting off setting that boundary with somebody. You've been putting off that phone call. You've been putting off doing something. So I'm really curious to know that. All right, it was a very impromptu recording I just wanted to do today, just to kind of, especially as we're starting a new year, knowing where your limitations are is really going to serve you well. So if this helped you, if this resonated with you, share with me, because I'd love to know more about this. All right, I will talk to you soon, my friends. Bye.